Tarvo knows he can't really go in for the finishing blow with Purification at the ready on the Omni Knight. Not wanting to time walk himself into an awkward position because of the presence of King D. Top. Time being. Good head back over towards the mid. CS-wise moves, still leading the way, 13 for 3. He's finding the farm, but as expected, Tarvo also getting a fair few creeps out of this.
Yeah. I think King RD should just sit up here. He actually commits to jump forward. King RD's trying to put the pressure and stun on him. They're going to do some damage here, but...
Tarvo actually pops the south there to try and enable them to chase this down, but they do not have enough damage to punch with move.
Demon, though, he did jump in. It looks like he was going to get brought down by the sun.
Yeah, they're coming again with another burrow strike, and there we have it. King RD, you said he's the man to watch, and already proven to do so. He secures first blood. In fact, with that Purification move, he has to get out of there. Time walks back. King RD is going to continue to play around with him. Move will turn, try and chase down for the kill.
He's got mana soon.
Oh, and there we have it. Beautifully done there by the two of the SG side. Tarvo and King RD outplaying CompLexity in that lane. Meanwhile, in the middle, Adriano, he's giving Firo the rundown. The charge will come through just in time.
Oh, the batch.
And in fact, with the Iron Shells was one, that's Adriano in the awkward position. The creeps are holding Z-Freak back here.
Another charge in 3 seconds.
And he should have a good attempt at finishing this off. He is going to go
the
for
Ion
it.
Shell wore off, but he also cancelled this charge.
Realizes it straight away that Z-Freak knows that he can't afford to go back in for that one. And Adriano knows that he can play aggressive with a failed charge. No more Iron Shells to worry about. He can go back in. Firo hanging around on the lowest of health. Be a little careful. Does now have the sound coming out.
HFN now doing just fine. As soon as the Spirit Breaker leaves bottoms, they stop that pressure onto him. He can free farm very nicely versus Darkseid with that increased regen that he gets from Death Pulse and from, of course, the kill regen that you get from killing any creeps.
We're gonna see Z-Freak head back down to that bottom lane now. As, yeah, HFN are having a good time. They do want to try and slow him down a little bit.
What's King RD doing? He's just sitting around the mid lane now. Trying to put more pressure onto Firo.
It's going to work. I mean, Firo's going to allow himself to be tickled a little bit here by the SK. Forcing him back. He is out of regen, Firo. So he's not going to be too happy with the presence of this SK in the mid lane. Level 5. Hits that 6. He'll be a little more confident with his... But for the time being, he is going to have to back up. Top lane, Jimmy, again, a long type move. Keep eyes on Tarvo, but as we've seen before, this is a very hard lane for CompLexity to play around.
Yeah.
As we saw before, Tarvo +1 plus King RD. Suddenly it's Moo that has to be very careful with his positioning and really can't afford to play aggressive because these two will outplay him. And Moo taunting himself back to the tier 1. Very nicely done.
Yeah, Phoenix doesn't really give too much in this type of lane. Because if he gets stunned up, he can get brought down quite easily. But here we go, more pressure coming on from Moo. He should be able to time most of that damage away.
But even just using that pressure to keep him away from the side pull that they make. Think twice before coming in for a bit of action. And this will secure a nice bit of XP and gold for them. King RD up again just to force back anyone's presence. You know, Jimmy has to dive away. As he knows a quick burrow strike of Purification.
Mid lane.
Position. They go again with the Iron Shells in the charge. They'll bring him down. Z-Freak making some strong movements. The presence of Swindle Melon's Iron Shells and movements that they really do need to make CompLexity at this stage. They're having trouble on the top lane. They need to make things happen elsewhere.
Yeah, all 3 lanes are actually a bit problematic. I mean, Moo's still farming is the good thing, but the problem is that Tarvo is also completely free farming up there, and Moo's still getting pressure a good amount. Swindle bottom lane. HFN trying to go for a dive here, but I think it was about 50 HP thank you to that raindrop. So 3rd pick of Necro in 7.06.
Talking about the Necro, I think he may be quite dead. There's a charge coming in. Firo setting up here from the Invis room, and there is no escape for HFN as the bash comes through for Z-Freak again. Darkseid Spirit Breaker combo proving to be pretty strong, especially when backed up by a Wandering Ember Spirit.
Yeah, Z-Freak's almost level 6 already. It's actually the same level as Swindle.
He's been having some good movements. Both of the, as you said, the ones to watch, Z-Freak and King RD have certainly been making the plays early on. But yeah, experience-wise, certainly favouring that of the Spirit Breaker. See what he can get from this side pull being made once again by SG. Bottom lane, CM's been caught out again, and with the charge. very, very tried and tested combination, and it continues to work out. Spirit Breaker with the Iron Shell. At this stage of the game, if you're SG, you have to be so careful about just showing on your own. Z-Freak will be straight there.
I liked Firo's movements too. Like mid lane, he's already getting pressured pretty heavily. His CS was suffering, so why not just make moves to the enemy safe lane? And HFN takes a page out of that book and moves toward top to pressure Moose lane even more. They want to be able to siege his tower as quick as possible. They do have the charge coming out to onto King RD here. There's a rotation coming in as well from Phoenix.
Yeah, Mass TPs as well.
Mass TPs. Trying to secure Moose lane. Moose is also level 6-2. He's got the Chronosphere online.
See what his plan is. Looking for an opening. There's the charge onto King RD. Burrow strikes away. They need to get that catch on him. And it's going to be jumped forward upon by the remnants from Firo. That will be enough to take down the SK. But SG get the rest out of there. That was a 4-hero rotation, so you're leaving your mid lane open for the OD to continue to farm.
Is under attack.
Bottom lane, though, Swindles does stay down there, so at least he's able to make something out of the space that's being forced up on top.
Their damage in the Chronosphere early on is not good at all. Like, he has to be Ion Shelled, and there has to be like a Phoenix Sunray or a Phoenix in the area to at least contribute damage to that one. Because if he just Chronos, there's really like nothing that they can get a kill out of that with. They're looking for Moo. They know he's jumped into the trees there, and King already scouting for him.
Bottom tower is under attack.
So much pressure for Moo. With the way that SG have moved themselves up to this top lane. As he is just having to time deeper and deeper. They've got eyes on him again.
Melons and Firo, though, making the rotation. There's an Arcane Rune Ember Spirit.
Comes in with the chains. On to the Necro. HFN, can he get himself out? Will be chased down. The heal. Buy him some time, but Moo jumps forward with the Time Walk. Will take down the Necrophos. Look at the bash through. Onto the CM. There's the Chrono to follow through with the Flame Guard. Double Iron Shells. There's more than enough damage. They set it up perfectly, Complexity, and they shut down SG's attempt to get something done on that top lane and send them back to base.
HFN got caught going too far past the tower, but yeah, nice rotation coming out from Complexity reading that. Adriano just sits mid, he wants to farm up that Midas.
There we have again. We can see what we got. The Iron Shell on the Ember Spirit, Iron Shell on the Spirit Breaker, Flame Guard. That's the damage. It's there, and it's exactly what they need, because as you mentioned, without it, there's not a lot. Yeah, and well, King RD kills himself.
He was trying to clear his troll camp, and I guess he
did he have
died.
an internet issue? Oh no, it's Adriana that's gone.
I think he just underestimated damage. He had wand charges too.
He did. I mean, I'd say he wanted to quit. He didn't have any money really on him. Yeah. So maybe just wanted the free trip back to base, but still that extra.
I mean,
respawn time is not.
He died, and then his caustic killed the camp. So I think he just like miscalculated the amount of damage. And
it was close.
It's a slight mistake. He can have some of those. King RD. But take a look at that though. That was very good comeback for Complexity though. That kind of rotation coming up from Firo.
Oh, there we go. We've got the replay here.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean, it was. I mean, I think he knew it was going to die. There's definitely at least a second where he realized, oh boy, I messed up.
Oops. Slight mistake.
But it's whatever. As I say, he wasn't stockpiling a lot of gold. He's only out for 20. He's fine with that. Top move to play around with Tavo.
SG is going for the full farming kind of capability. He's got the Midas coming out on Omni Knights in the bottom lane. HFN again getting caught up by the rotations from Firo. Firo's just on point with the rotations.
Yeah, really nice. As we're seeing that he needs to as well, but at the same time when he does, the rotations are pretty easy for him to pull off against this Necro.
Yeah.
There's no way that he can do anything. Of course with the build as well, still to yet put points in the Ghost Shroud, but of course with the damage that Complexity have, Ghost Shroud it's not going to save you anyway in these situations. Yeah. It's understandable why HFN's gone for the skill build that he has.
He's just getting caught too far up. Every single time I've seen him die, he's actually like at a tower or past a tower. The only time he can really be at a tower or past a tower is if he's around his Omni Knight. And Tabo also went for a very greedy build on the Omni Knight. He didn't get a single point in the repel. He's 4-0-3. So 3 points in DJ Nora.
That's pretty interesting considering how big repel will be in these games.
Yeah.
You know, if someone gets caught in a chrono, if you're able to throw in a repel from the sidelines, they're not going to die in that chrono at this stage of the game because there is very little physical on the lineup of Complexity. And especially physical that they can throw in from the sidelines of a chronosphere. Only the Phoenix that can throw some fireballs in with the right clicks.
It is definitely a bit surprising. Z-Freak moving top, Invis Rune, able to break the smoke from SG, get eyes on them as well. The Iron Shell's not going to come out.
Oh, the Invis Iron Shell. Here we go. slowly killing King RD.
He didn't realize it at first.
He didn't. I think he realized a little too late. It's like, hang on, my life is disappearing before my eyes. Jump forward for Moo. He's going to be able to find the 2-man chronosphere. They need to get the damage in somehow. Triple remnant forward. That'll certainly do it. Bringing HFN down low. Not quite low enough. Repel's there this time from the Omni. He's now put a point into it. They'll back off, get themselves away from the egg. And at the end of the day, it's a pretty successful disengage from SG after the Chrono. As we saw there, if kind of the setup isn't perfect for CompLexity, it's hard for them to get the damage out.
All right, Adriano switched his build up. He went for, didn't go for the Midas first build. He just rushed the Force Staff. He saw that they're kind of, I think this is the right approach. He saw that they're kind of getting like ran at a lot by this Ember Spirit, and he's not able to get involved if he goes Midas. So if he goes Force Staff, he can actually help his teammates out.
Am I being really dumb? Or is this a bit of a difference there with the Ember Spirit? Taking the damage over the Spell Amp, or is that what you do nowadays?
Oh, he's changing it up.
I was going to say, that's not me, but that you do still take the Spell Amp, right? It's normally for the magic build.
Yeah, I mean, it just recently got changed, so we haven't seen like a crazy amount of games on this patch, but yeah, I've still been seeing people always grabbing up the 8 spell amplification.
Plus 30 damage.
I used to see Miracle be one of the players that actually took the damage on the Ember Spirit for a while. I mean, he even changed it up to go for the spell amp. Top lane, another charge coming out onto Adriano. He used Astral aggressively.
Yeah, and what's around him doesn't have the back of the Omni Knight. Is it going to be enough to help save him? The triple round and burst coming in. Repel comes out. Is it going to save him from the right clicks of Zeke? Take the mana down, they've got the chains connection onto the Omni, they'll pick the second. CompLexity taking the 2 of SG down.
CompLexity playing much better as a team overall. Their movements are 3 people committing over and over again while SG's getting caught.
Oh, down bottom, they want to go in here with the epicenter. Swindles tried to drag him away with the vacuum and surge out, but he's not going to make it. He's gone. Z-Freak tried to come in to save him. He's going to be chased down by HFN, who now has the ultimate ready to go. Is he going to use it? No, he doesn't. He wants to hold on to it. Doesn't feel like it's worth throwing it down on the Spirit Breaker. Didn't need it anyway. As they'll get themselves the kill. So yeah, Z-Freak trying to do his best to save Swindles there, but not a lot that he could do, and it cost him his life at the end of the day. So yeah, with the plus 30 damage, is what do you imagine? Are we going to see a difference for the Ember's build? Could it be that he goes for the old school Battle Fury build because they have this Chronosphere and because it is the physical damage they lack to throw into it? Could they be trying something that different, Paul?
I mean, maybe. I've yet to see it. You know, I haven't seen it in a long time. I'd like to see it. He's got a blink and a boots travel queued up
so
for his next 2 items.
Really,
so
yeah, showing,
nothing telling yet.
Yeah, nothing telling as of the time.
That'd be cool though. I'd like to see some change-ups.
What have we got going on Moo? Because I saw you had the Perseverance. Is it going to be the Lincolns or is it going to be Battle Fury for himself?
I'd like Lincolns this game
I guess definitely against the next game search.
Versus Necro versus Sand King versus just very good spells that he can block. But maybe he goes for the Battle Fury too. Maybe he wants to have that type of greed. We saw No-Tail building the Battle Fury on the Void all the games that they played. So
they did lose that game.
They did, but now he queues up Lincolns.
And as much as I was sitting at home and going, No-Tail, win a game with Battle Fury Void, it didn't happen.
They have won games on it before, though.
They have. Yeah. They have, that's true.
SG now. Going for a oriented smoke to try to pressure the tower. Walking into all of CompLexity's heroes.
Adriano straight up into it there. He jumps into the midst of it all. They try and go for freezing field, but Moo comes out with the chrono. The vacuum's there onto 2. Sanity declared from Adriano comes out. They've got the GA and the Repel, keeping the OD alive. And SG Esports ready to get aggressive. There'll be a charge for him from Z-Freak. Triple random burst. Bringing the OD down low. The Burrow Strike from 2 comes out on King RD. Jumps forward with the Epi. Cleans up a 3rd. Well, they may not be done yet. They're looking for Swindles. Swindles will get himself away for the time being. But, I mean, SG starting a fight in true SG fashion. I mean, they're just forcing up in the high ground. OD just putting himself on the front lines, and it pays off. He trusts in the OD and the Necrophos to keep him alive. And it really does work out there for SG. Very nicely done.
King RD stunning the Phoenix instantly, and then him getting bursted down by the Necro ulti, the Reaper Scythe. They don't have Phoenix for that extra team fight. And then Tabo's positioning on the Omni Knight there was perfect. He gets the GA, the Repel onto the OD, and then the GA as well. And then the extra sustain coming out from both of them is able to tip him off. And not enough damage coming out from CompLexity to go through all that just yet. Very nice play.
Now, again, 16 minutes in, it's looking pretty hot for SG at the moment with the size that this OD is amassing to and the draft that they have to enable them to really build the power at this stage of the game. Blink Dagger now done for King RD, so
He's got it early.
Yeah, they're ready to rock and roll. SG's lineup, if they 5-man, it's definitely at a strong point in comparison to that of CompLexity's at this stage of the game.
That is what we did touch on that like slightly in the panel. You know, the OD Essence Aura is very good with Necrophos and with Omni, having infinite sustain coming out from both of them. Now King RD. Do you have the Blink Dagger delivered? No, he doesn't have it just yet. It's at base. And the split push is coming out from Moo and from...
Fear has to be so careful. A Blink Burrow Strike and an ultimate from the Necro could end it. And I think that might just happen here. Straight in, and there we have it. He's down for 55 seconds. Not expecting the Blink to be there on King RD and didn't expect that sort of jump. And now you're down an Ember. Oh wait, he didn't even need it.
Yeah,
oh, there we go. He fooled even me.
CompLexity was just trying to stall there as best as possible. The only way that they can really take fights at this moment in time is when they have Chronosphere up. And Chronosphere was down. They were just trying to defend the tower with whatever they could throw at it.
Yeah.
But yeah, SG is...
Swindles, he's dead.
He is dead. Really leading the charge right now.
Hashtag Swindles Bible Thump Presser. Down and
for that.
This is it's looking really good for SG, you've got to say. The move. He's got to get himself away from that. Not a lot he can do on his own about this Necrophos.
Yeah, I mean, this OD is the big problem. They really have nothing to really kill him. Whenever, like, Omni Knight's sitting behind him, they don't have the potential to bring him down. HFN and C4T look to be in a little bit of a precarious positioning. Maybe, right now.
We'll see what they can do here. Let's see, Jimmy comes through. Supernova charge straight onto the CM. Looking for the easier target, don't forget. Taking out C4T. HFN already on the retreat. King RD, he's revving up the epicenter. He's ready to jump in with the blink, but we can't find the vision on Pharaoh. Jukes him out the tree line, so King RD not wanting to commit with the Burrow Strike.
They don't have their Omni Knight, and his TP's on cooldown. They didn't want to overcommit too hard there.
That ward jet, indeed. CompLexity having all the info they need on the status of this area of the map. Up to the top lane, nearly has the money for that ultimate orb. Once he gets that Lincolns, he's going to feel a lot more confident around the map. As still getting blown up by the Necrophos by HFN is definitely the big issue at this stage.
They still have to watch themselves though. Like, CompLexity really needs to play as a full unit, while SG can go for these kind of pickoffs here with the Sanking over and over again.
Radiant's middle
as well, SG. 19 minutes in, we've got the Blink Dagger complete on Omni as well. So again, making it that harder for CompLexity to find the kills, because he can be much more relaxed with his positioning and look to just come in with the last minute saves. And it's going to be very hard for CompLexity to stop that sort of play. They have got, obviously, Z-Freak on the Spirit Breaker. They've got the vision, they can look to try and lock him down, but if you're making a beeline for the Omni, there's going to be the Necrophos. I mean, even the OD, you know, at the moment, the guy at the top of the net worth, he can save each other as well. He's got that Astral and make it very hard for CompLexity to get kills in the Chrono, unless Moo, you know, catches at least 3-4 of these heals.
Yeah, I love the Blink pickup on the Omni. I think it's absolutely perfect versus Void mid lane, C4T, and okay with his life. But now the rotation's coming in from SG.
Giano will get the catch onto the Spirit Breaker. HFN coming in. Is he going to pop the ult for this one? He will. No messing around. They'll take the Spirit Breaker off the map for 50 seconds. King RD, is he going to want to chase this? He's got the blink available. He would be firing up into the shrine. A little bit risky here for SG. They've got the Chronosphere. CompLexity Moo, he's ironing up. He's going to try and make a go for it, but he only gets the OD. HFN's going to be outside of, Tavo there as well. You're not killing this OD with that Chronosphere. Now Moo just has to get out. They'll pop the Supernova, but they can turn towards this. The GA's out. SG feeling pretty healthy at the moment. The vacuum wall's been dropped, but it's CompLexity that are having to make the retreat. The Sanity Eclipse comes out. SG moving for more. Take down Moo. Time Walk is not enough to save him, and Firo's in trouble as well. Throws a remnant down to low ground, but he's not going to be able to disjoint that right click as it flies through from Adriano. Triple kill for the OD. And I've got to say, unfortunately for CompLexity, this could be a third loss today, as SG Esports are playing this absolutely fantastically. And again, it's just the draft, I feel, as well. SG, they had a plan this game, and they have executed it absolutely to the T. 20 minutes in, hitting all the timings that they need to, grouping up, playing as a team, and CompLexity, I mean, face this Void, man, it's a face this Void.
Yeah. There's no real like specific thing that the Void actually like counters either. Like usually it's like time dilation is pretty good versus something on the enemy team, but in this game, time dilation is not very good versus anything that they kind of have. Adriano now.
Oh, he's dead.
He's dead.
Oh, he's dead. He is dead.
48 stolen intelligence there now. I mean, they're already cleaning the racks. It's 20 minutes in. Like, the CompLexity lineup depends so much on their ultimates. They just used their ultimates the last fight, and they lost it in very hard fashion.
I mean, we saw yesterday, you know, SG, they had some great beginnings of games, and then ended up making a few mistakes and losing them at the end of the day. I don't see them making a mistake big enough to lose this one. They're so far ahead. They've got such a great draft and lineup for this stage of the game. And CompLexity, it's all falling apart for them. Off the back of that death early in the mid lane, you know, Void move, goes straight for picking up the recipe, was unable to pick up the ultimate orb at the time. Now he's got the gold for it. He's got to get himself out to that shot, but again, bottom lane, you know, look who's there. SG Esports already up on the high ground and looking to take a second lane of action.
Yeah, they just perched this Necro and the OD up in the front lines. Yeah. They know actually now the ultimates on CompLexity are back online, so they need to watch it a little bit, but Tavo, with that blink dagger, he can just sit really far back. Same thing with King RD. If you look at their position, the three kind of like
who's initiating
supporters, there's no way to really catch
no one wants to jump in here on CompLexity. They know that if they go forward, they're pretty much well as dead. They'll pop the supernova. They will try to go, but King RD, very nice burrow stroke, holds back the Spirit Breaker. They'll just walk away from the ultimate there. The Phoenix isn't going to catch any of them in that stun. The Courier only just actually getting back there. Nearly actually dies as it flies across some of SG. Will deliver the Lincoln Sphere. But, I mean, great for Mood. Now he won't die to Reaper's Scythe, but he's not going to be killing anyone anytime soon.
They don't have Egg now. Like, that's one of their big team fight abilities. Like, he just went in an Egg. The way you want to use Egg is like as a counter initiation kind of tool. You can't just jump in and use it like that. Epicenter coming out.
Be ready to jump forward with the Epicenter. They'll start to steal up the Insanities. His drop moves down for 50 seconds. Z-Freak pops the shine, but all this is going to hurt. Those right clicks from the OD flying through, forcing them back. The ults there drop down onto the Ember Spirit. A 4-man Factory Wall combo will do absolutely nothing at this stage of the game with the lead that SG have. And I'm pretty sure we can expect to see the double Gs come out on the screen as SG have just dominated this game. 23 minutes in, cleaning up the second set of racks. And it's going to be feeling pretty good for them. They had a tough day yesterday, SG, but already on the verge of bagging themselves $1,000 with this win. There's another game to play after this one, but as of the time being, CompLexity will hold on. Not looking to tap out as of yet. But at this game, if CompLexity could bring it around with this lineup, I am going to be absolutely gobsmacked. That will be quite something to witness. Because this poor old move on that Void, it's such a hard hero to bring a game back that you're losing this much at this stage of the game. I mean, what do? You Chronosphere, you stop time, but you're not going to be able to turn time.
Yeah, it's extremely difficult for them to come back. Like, there's just too much sustain coming out from the outside of SG. The way CompLexity takes a fight, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be absolutely perfect, and then even if it's perfect, it's just there's so much different ways for the SG to kind of like turn it around. Omnet even picking up now an Aether lane, so he's going to be sitting even further back. Like, I don't know. It's super hard for them to really catch the proper fight here.
There we go. This could be the last-ditch smoke attempt from CompLexity to try and make something big happen. They smoked to Roche and backed out, maybe checking if SG were doing it. They're not going to find it. SG are playing safe and sensible as well.
Yeah.
Aware that that sort of movement likely to be coming out from CompLexity at this stage of the game, and doing their best to make sure that they're not caught out by it. And they really need to be massively caught out to work out CompLexity. CompLexity again, next smoke. They're going to try and make the movement again. They need the perfect chrono. They need something incredible from Moo. He's got a good vision and he's got the good position on the high ground. Drops it, gets the chrono out onto 2. The CM falling low. They'll get themselves 1. OD walks into the chrono. They've got the control on King RD, but he still gets the pro strike out. GA comes through. The Necrol's there though, straight down onto the Ember Spirit. He's out of the fight, and Moo, it's just not the dream chrono. They needed something insane. They didn't get it. Moo gets closed in upon again. The Epicenter bringing him down low. Will get the chance to time walk out, but the force was there from Adriano. They'll bring him down. Melon's lucky enough to TP away just in time. But again, an attempt, sort of a last chance attempt from CompLexity, and they end up losing both of their cores. Moo and Fira to hit the sidelines. And it's another successful fight for SG. They keep strong control of the lead that they have. And CompLexity, it's getting to the point where it's almost impossible for them to be able to do anything. There's Agonim's complete now on HFN. He's been having a fantastic game, 14k net worth. the applause comes out from King RD. No sad trombones today, as we were hearing yesterday. Spirits are high for SG.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, they're quite overfarmed. Of course, 20,000 gold lead at the 20-minute mark is very hard to kind of come back from. But they also, the amount of damage CompLexity is just so minimal.
He just jumps forward. Sanity's has dropped. Adriano burst them down. Beyond godlike on the OD. 11-2-6 this game.
Very nice game. Like, game plan coming out from SG overall.
Head shake from King. Can't believe it.
Top tower is under attack.
And the boys have played beautifully here in this game one. And, there's going to be another game between these two teams. We'll see if they can do a bit of a repeat. But as we're seeing, definitely still feeling like CompLexity trying out a lot of different things. This game, they tried out the Void, and it just didn't work. We saw them try out the Zeus earlier today. But definitely testing the waters here, using these games to try as much as they can. Hero may even just die in the fountain. It's going to be close. Will survive.
20 more in though. Full Hex now finished up onto Adriano as well.
The final wombo combo. They're going to try for it. CompLexity. Adriano just jumps in and forces back. Oh no, the Hex is instantly there onto the Phoenix. Jimmy's out and down. Jump forward there with the Burrow Strike. They will get the 4-man vacuum into the charge. Triple remnant forward. But the Chronos, well, do they have the damage to get these kills? They brought down the SK, but the heals in return, allowing Adriano to get a triple, get Ultra, give that man the Rampage. They won't let him. They'll GG out before he gets the chance to. Z3 TP's back to base. Rampage denied, but the win certainly will not, as SG pretty much walking away from this one from the landing stage. The game being a pretty straight